Kim with Promise Resource Network, and today I'm coming to you with a topic around work. This class is designed to kind of encourage people to work while they're in recovery, but also look at the value of work. Like, what does that bring into your life or add to you? Um, Today, I want to talk about the 5 reasons we're meant to work. I believe we're meant to work since it's most people's goal to escape the rat race. Like they may seem to it seem counterintuitive, but it's true. As humans, we're meant and created for a purpose, and that purpose is not to sit in front of a television and binge watch Netflix or shows or playing video games or just taking daily things and just doing them until there's no end to that. Instead, we're meant to contribute in many different ways. Here are 5 reasons I believe we're meant to work. One, we're social beings. People need and we thrive when we have balance of giving and getting. So we get support from others and we give support to others. We get depleted times when we're always giving and never receiving. Overall, we get the sense of fulfillment when helping others. And a job gives you that opportunity to help someone else throughout your day. This is what makes social media so interesting to me. When we get unlimited potential to connect with others, but the connection it feels that it isn't as influential as having a face-to-face connection with someone else in person. In our minds, it beats no connection at all. But can you remember the times when you can actually talk face to face to someone instead of just getting an emoji on your phone, or having a real live conversation with someone face to face and hear the inflection of their voice, see the expression on their face, as opposed to a post on social media. In order to fill our social cup, we make sure we carve out time to connect with people that are important to us on a regular basis. It doesn't have to be each and every week, but maybe you get together with a group of girlfriends or buddies once a quarter to catch up in life. Instead of just sending that hi, that wave, or that wink, or that smile over social media, like make it a point to carve out time to sit with someone you love at least on a weekly basis. Or instead instead of having lunch at your desk in front of your computer every day, that 5-minute break that we take to wolf down our lunch, have lunch with a coworker instead. That little bit of social interaction could be a catalyst for increasing your work satisfaction over time because you build a connection with that person. If you work alone, find another person that you like that you can share a meal with at least once a week. So let's say you're an IT person that works out of your home doing support. Well, find another person that you like and just kind of set up a time to sit with them and connect on different things that aren't necessarily work related, but just something that you can find common ground on. My second point is we need to have a purpose. I think work provides an avenue to fulfill a purpose, or at least a feeling of it. Just getting through each day doesn't cut it in the long run. As people, we need to have a deeper meaning, and work fulfills that. Many people struggle in finding their purpose in life, find it hard to get out of bed in the morning. Like, why should I get up? Why should I show up? If you're struggling to answer that age-old question, what is the purpose of life? Then work is around for just this reason, so that you can find a purpose and a way to give back in life. Even if your current job is not fulfilling your purpose or your desired purpose for life, or maybe you don't know what your purpose is yet, that's fine. We all discover it as we move along this journey. Try to do your best at whatever job you have, day in or day out. This will help you to garner a sense of accomplishment that only hard work will provide. So there's this saying, activity begets activity. If all you're doing is sitting on the couch and watching Netflix and binge watching and binge eating, it's going to get that same activity going and flowing again and again and again. But if you step back and take a moment and do meaningful work by going to a place of employment and asserting yourself and using your talents and your gifts, This will encourage you to do that more and more. So if you're working hard at your current endeavor, you also increase the odds of running into the next right purpose for your life and for your work. Purpose does not have to come from your primary career either. You can be passionate about your family, extracurricular activities like hobbies, or serving in your community. Some people find extreme joy by donating time and volunteering at a local animal shelter. The love, the unconditional love and camaraderie that a dog can give you, or another animal, a cat even, is helpful for some in their recovery. You might not think that volunteering is equally as important as working a job where you earn a wage, but it is, because it gives you that personal satisfaction and purpose in your life. And then I would also say, don't limit yourself to think that your current career has to be your sole purpose in life. That would be a travesty at the least, because if you get stuck where you are, you can't see the possibilities of what could be. And so stepping out of what you're currently doing, should the opportunity arise, may be scary, but it could also be the best thing that could ever happen to you and lead you to your true purpose in life. My third point is feeling productive is good for the soul. There's nothing more satisfying than checking off items on your to-do list or leaving a hard day's work feeling satisfied at the amount of stuff you were able to accomplish. Feeling productive, energetic is so good for the soul. That's one of the blessings and curses of work. We're blessed when things go well and leave the day feeling accomplished at what we're doing and able to get done when we've checked all the boxes for that day, right? On the other hand, it's a curse when our day goes astray, which they often can, due to technology issues, work drama, or something else. We don't leave with that same feeling of productiveness in the day. And that's perfectly fine. But there's a tip that may help in days like that, like having a small list of non-negotiable things you want to accomplish at the beginning of your day is a great way to ensure you have that feeling of productiveness when you leave the workday. If you put those things as a top priority when you go into work that day and just try to complete each one of those as well as you can for that day, then if you get 3 of the 5 done, great. If you get 2 of the 5 done, great. That still gives you a sense of accomplishment when you leave for the day. But if you don't get to them, that gives you a target to hit for the next day. So you take that same list of 5 items and check them off one by one until you have completed them. And then the next day you come in with another list. It's just a tip for how to feel accomplished as you're moving through your day at work. Number 4 is to maintain a standard of living. This may sound obvious. Of course, we need to work in order to make money to pay bills, to buy groceries, to pay our car payments, to take care of our children, whatever the reason we're working for financially. It's the obvious reason, but completely valid, right? In the past, people would work in the same traditional sense that we do now. They wouldn't work in the same traditional sense. Instead, they might have a plot of land and they grow their food, raising the animals and kind of living off the land, sort of a simple life. Not everyone would have the same skills or provisions, so they would barter goods to get what they needed. It still works this way today, but we're more heavily dependent on actual money, right? To exchange for goods or service. People do still barter. However, there's an exchange of money for your time. So instead of that exchange of like several exchange companies that are around now, that same concept of bartering goods and services instead of physical money does exist, but we're more trapped, or not trapped, but we're more in the cycle of bartering our time for money to pay for the things that we need. When you think about your current habits of trading time for money, consider which point enough is enough. I think it makes sense to work, but not overwork. Many people don't know when to call enough enough. They continue to shoot for making more and more and more money, but it doesn't bring happiness. Often, the expense of getting that more money is trading more time. And there's a saying that I've heard, time is money. I disagree. You can get more money. There's always ways to get more money, but you cannot get more time. So the things that you're trading your time for, you have to be cognitive of, is this worth what I'm giving up? So the time that you're exchanging with your family, with your loved ones, doing your hobbies and the things that you really enjoy, did that extra $100 or whatever you made, was that worth the time with your child or the time on your hobby of jet skiing or whatever it may be? You have to really weigh that out, because again, that comes with feeling satisfied with the work that you do. If you're working 90-hour work weeks and burnt to the end of all of earth by the time you get to your weekend and can only sleep, was that really productive or satisfying? So you've got to weigh that out and really choose how you want that to continue for you. The last one is, we're creative beings. Think of a time of innovation that happened 100 years ago. Someone turning 100 years old today would have seen horse-drawn carriages, the first automobile, airplanes, televisions, computers, smartphones, and Skype. The list just goes on and on and on. Really think about that for a moment, though. A 100-year-old could have both been transported via horse and buggy and by a self-driven car. Doesn't that just blow your mind? We're creative beings and therefore meant to create. I wonder if we'll be able to sustain today's pace of innovation, as the pace seems to be getting faster and faster and faster. Regardless of technology, today has provided a place to receive information at an almost instantaneous pace. This just spurs creation and innovation forward. We can continue to build on one another's ideas immediately and continue to make products, and therefore life is better and better. What if you don't feel like you're creating anything, or that your creation has stagnant as one of the needs of the business grows and changes away from what you're creating? Are you buried under the administrative parts of your business, managing people, invoices, etc., rather than tasks that draw you to your work in the first place? If this is you, I challenge you to take a step back and start creating again. Start doing some of the work that drew you into this career in the first place. Creation is engaging, but it can be draining at times, but mostly energizing has been my experience. It spurs additional ideas and excitement. It is a great way to fall back in love with your work. So if you've become stagnant and upset and not happy with what you're doing, try to go back to what drew you to that industry in the first place. Was it creating your first marketing campaign? Was it creating an investment tool or something that you were able to come up with on your own? Then continue to go back to that and revisit that when you forget why you chose this field you're in the first place. And use that as a catalyst to kind of bring back your love and passion and just energy for what you started on this journey for. In conclusion, we're meant to work. We're meant to work for the purpose of socialization. Again, get out and make those friends at work. Get out, even if you work by yourself, make a connection with someone else that you can talk to and confide in and feel that face-to-face interaction at least once a week. It also is to allow us to fulfill our purpose, or at least getting close to figuring out what that purpose is. Work also provides us a sense of productiveness, which is rarely the same extent anywhere else in our life. Because when you are needed to complete a task at work and you get those attaboys, great job, we're so glad you're part of the team, it makes work worthwhile. It gives you a sense of purpose. When you can look at your track record and say, I was able to contribute to the growth of my company by doing X, Y, and Z. It is so rewarding to be able to kind of bite into that and absorb that and reflect on that. It provides our standard of living. Because let's face it, we got to eat. We got to have clothes to wear. And I hate to get country, but we got to. So we have to have the things that we need in life to be able to be comfortable, to survive, and to thrive. And that begins with the basis of what we need to be provided for our for our well-being, be it a safe place to live, be it transportation to get back and forth to the places that we need to go, be it providing for our children, whether it's music lessons or just the basics that they need, school lunch, the things that we have to pay for them, books, whatever they may need. All these things are important to feeling content and happy in life. If your attitude towards work is more negative at moments, I challenge you to think of the benefits. Sure, the idea of winning the lottery, yes, winning ticket, right? Or having structure in your days or weeks might get old after a while. Not having structure in your days or weeks would get old after a while. There's only so much I can binge watch TV. There's only so much of traveling I can do. At the end of the day, those things we talked about, like having purpose, socialization, those are going to be top notch and outweigh being able to just on a whim win a lottery and have no kind of structure to your day. So we need that as beings. We need that structure. We need that sort of purpose in our lives to give us energy and a reason to get up in the morning and put our smiles on our best foot forward. Work can be good, very good, but it takes a good attitude towards work and the right attitude. So if you just take these steps that I've gone over today, kind of put them in your life and in your back pocket as you're thinking about work and contemplating work as the reasons to go to work and engage in activities outside of what you would normally do, and just continue to grow. And I hope that this work short session has been good for you, and it empowers you to make great decisions as you move through your day and your week. All right, that's all we have for today, and thanks for tuning in.